everyone, welcome to Gallup Art's May version of the Free Family Art Kit. My name is Dana Aldis. I am a member of Art 123 Gallery here in downtown Gallup, and I'm thrilled to introduce you to the May project. So this month, what we're going to be doing is something called an accordion fold book, a mini accordion fold book. So this is how it looks on the outside. I'm gonna open it up just with ribbon here. And the cool thing, it opens up really cool like this. And you can tie it so that you have this cool star-shaped ornament. So let's get started. Is that okay? So what we need first is in your materials kit, you should have a couple things. The first thing we're gonna look at is just very thin cardboard. So this cardboard is a cereal box, anything else. So it's about 3 1/4 inch square. So again, cereal box, cracker box, wheat thin box, and you will need 2 per book. The next thing you'll need is scrapbook paper or decorative paper or whatever you want to use. So thinner paper. This paper is 4 inches square. You'll need 2 pieces of this. This is the cover paper. So just like for a book here, this is cover paper. Last, a couple more things. For the pages of the book, we're going to use origami paper, and that's included in your kit. And you'll need 5 sheets per book. They can be different colors, they could be the same color, it doesn't matter, it'll be a beautiful book anyway. But this is about 6 inches square. And this happens to be the same color on both sides. So 5 sheets of origami paper. Other things you might need, if you have them around the house, I think we're including a couple things in the kit, but a length of ribbon. This is about a 1/4 inch ribbon. Could be string, could be whatever you want it to be. Probably about 12 inches is good. I just kind of estimate it. Tape, just regular old Scotch tape. A glue stick. Elmer's glue just works fine too. It might be a little more messy. Pair of scissors. Last but not least, if you have it, wax paper is your friend. If you don't, that's okay. You can still do this. So I'm going to take a piece out. And let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make the covers first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my glue stick, and I'm just going to glue one of the 2 sides. It doesn't really matter. I'll just do this one. So the wax paper helps because then I don't get my workspace too dirty. So I want to cover this nicely, generously with the glue. Get all the edges. Just do one at a time. Move this out of the way. Here's my scrapbook paper, decorative side down. And then I'm going to take this one glue side down and I'm going to center it like that. Now your wax paper is also good for one more thing. I'm going to flip it over, crumble it up. And I'm just going to burnish it down, starting from the inside, working my way all the way out to the edges till I burnish it down and feel it. So that way it gets all the air bubbles out. And this is what we have now. Now the next step, it's got to get rid of the corners. So what we do, cut close. Don't go all the way to the corner. Cut as close as you can. This gets rid of the excess on the corners. Don't worry, it still covers. So you do all 4 corners like that. grab your handy paper, wax paper, put it down, take your glue stick, and whichever way works for you. I like to do 2 sides at once. So I'll take that side, I'll take this side, and then gently fold it, creasing it a little bit up against that edge, and fold it down. I'm covering the cardboard. You can use the wax paper to get down there, but sometimes your fingers are your best tools. Crease it, push it down. Like I said, I like to do 2 sides at once. So I'm gonna do the next side. Try not to go where I was gluing before. Oops, make sure there's glue. Push it down. So here, as you can see, it overlaps just a little bit with what I did. And I'm burnishing it down so I get the glue coverage here too. There we go. And that's one cover done. Okay, so we have the 2 covers. So I slap them around. The 2 covers are done. We are ready with those. They just look like this. So this is the outside, this is the inside. We're going to cover it, but that's ready to go. Set them aside. If they start to bow, just stick them under a couple books, like heavy books if you can. Okay. So we're going to do the inside now. This is the origami paper, and we're going to start folding it. So we're going to do a couple folds. So we're going to go diagonal, corner to corner, a nice crease. Okay. Open it back up. Do it one more time this way, so we have a nice X. Okay. Nice X. So 2 more folds, guys. So we have a rectangle, fold it in half, like that. Nice creases, makes it easier. Open it, and 1 more. So you'll have an X and a plus sign. Plus sign, X, okay? So that's the first part of the squares. So the next thing we gotta do is make this into a diamond shape. So we're gonna fold it. So we call this reverse folding when the folds go backwards that we just did, and it should fold pretty easily. Might take a couple minutes. It's okay, take your time. So now you have a diamond with a point on it. So we have 1 of those, and guess what? You need 5. All right, so we have folded all 5 of our origami paper into these cool diamonds. So again, there's one side that's got a point to it, and the other side's kind of open. So we want to have all those together, joined up so they go that way. There's a method to this madness because when we glue it, they all will fold open. So just line them up right here. Next one is going to take our cool paper, covers cardstock, and just line it up like this. Can you see that okay? Okay, thank you. All right. So what I'm going to do now, let me turn it this way, it's easier. I need to put the ribbon in, and you can glue it in or you can tape it in, whatever is easier for you. So I'm going to just lay it in here so that I have enough out here to tie it. I also want to leave a little gap right here in between it. If you see my original demo, there's a little hinge gap right there. So I'm going to leave a little bit of room right there. And hopefully I have enough. Too much is better than not enough. All right. So I'm placing the ribbon diagonally with a little gap between it. and lay it flat as possible. If you want to glue it, you can definitely glue it. I'm going to leave a little space so I have that hinge. So for our purposes here, I'm going to just tape it in place. That way, don't worry about it. It'll move a little bit, it's okay. Make sure it goes straight through there. Okay. All right, so final step. I'm gonna take that, final steps. Wax paper, you can use newspaper, whatever works for you. And I'm gonna start gluing the origami paper into my cardboard to make my covers and paper. So you can see the point here. These guys are gonna face out. So one of them is gonna come right here. You can start either side, whatever works best for you. So I'm gonna glue this now. Back so I can see it. You want to center it as best you can, okay? And I'm going to push it down for good measure, burnish it. That means pushing down the wax paper. So there, it's on there. Now, next step. Take your next piece. Remember, the pointy side goes on the inside. So I'm going to put glue right here on the top. Okay, just make sure you have enough glue everywhere. Don't do too much, don't do too little. And I'm going to center this one right on top of the one I just put down. It's okay if it's a little wonky. And I'm going to burnish it. Burnishing just means I'm making sure the glue gets in touch with the rest of the glue. And I'll do the next 3, and I'll be back in just a minute with the cover. Okay guys, so I got all the paper in here, so it's nicely glued in, and see how it's folding out nicely. But the last thing we got to do is attach the paper to the cover. So you can do either way. You can glue on the cover or you can glue on the paper. There's either way would work as long as you have enough glue. Okay, don't put too much, don't put too little. You need enough to get it on there. So I'm going to glue this in here, and it might warp, it might bubble up a little bit. That's okay. Just give it a second. Okay, just making sure I'm getting my edges. There we go. Okay, stay. Okay, so I'm going to flip this over, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to match up the square with the other square. So don't worry about that hinge part, okay? You're just matching up the edges of your squares. And I'm using my fingers. There we go. I'm pushing down. Now I can lift it up now and flip it open and get in here. This helps attach the paper to the page. Okay, now that I did that, I gotta fold it just a little bit back in, and I'm gonna press it. If you find that your board is starting to warp a little bit, you can always manipulate it back. Just gently do that. When your book is still new, ideally you probably want to put it under a bunch of big, heavy books. But this one's turning out really nice. I'm pretty happy with this one. So there we go. I could tie it here, but what I'm going to do now is just to show you guys. So my book is finished. I have a little hinge up there. Open it up. Sorry. And there we go. So there it is. And then you can hang it up, you can decorate it before or after, it's up to you. Put your pictures, stamp it, paint it, doodle. It's all up to you. You can leave it as is, it's very pretty, and then close it up. And you're done.